Good Friday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majestic back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live weekend forecast update here on your March 27th, 2026. Well, definitely a warm day outside, but we do have some big changes coming our way here across East Tennessee and North Georgia. And we're talking some cold weather back in here. We're talking lows getting back to the 30s once again for Saturday and Sunday before we see things warm up next week. And guess what? We got our increased chance of rain coming at us as we go toward the end of next week. So hopefully we'll get some. We definitely need it. All right, before we get into this full report, if you're new here to the Talking Live broadcast channel Facebook page, please give us a follow. And if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And more importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, let's go ahead and start off and take a live look there at Truist Park. Yeah, the Braves home opener is heading for tonight at 7:15 as they take on the Kansas City Royals. Looks like we'll see our first pitch of about 80 degrees and cooling back probably to the upper 60s by the time we get to the end of the ballpark game tonight, and looking pretty good for the Braves home opener here for this evening. So if you're going to the game, just get ready. It might be a little bit breezy at times there. Balls may be flying out of the park if the winds are picking up. So anyway, looking here at Chattanooga, we are looking at sunshine down here as well with some clouds, but we are expecting those clouds to increase here for this afternoon as we got some clouds moving from the north. Same for Lake Chattanooga, but not looking too bad. But the winds definitely going to be picking up here going in for tonight and for tomorrow. A little bit breezy at times as we kind of go through the next 24 hours or so. And you can see folks taking advantage of the warmer weather, getting into the lake and playing a little bit there along the beaches there at Lake Chattanooga. And I don't think they'll be doing that this weekend, though. It's going to be a little bit chillier for the area. So looking at your local radar, we're all clear here for the moment. Again, if we do see any spotty rains tonight, they're going to be very isolated, so not really going to amount to much. Most of your rain chances like 20-30% at best here for tonight. Regionally, again, you see the clouds that'll start to increasing here across our area, already coming in East Tennessee and be coming in here across North Georgia here. Mostly high and mid-level stuff, but we'll lower those clouds with a little bit of precipitation here and there. And temperatures, boy, they're really got a nice disparity here. Look at that, 79 degrees there in Chattanooga. It's 54 back behind the front. So we got about a 25-degree temperature swing there across that area, and this is going to be settling in here for the weekend. So let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast model data. We're going to be talking about what we can expect here as we go through the next 60 hours. So we're looking at the latest NAM model here as we go through this. Again, not a whole lot of precipitation here. You see some green in here, so you know we're going to be seeing maybe a light sprinkler too as this moves on through. But again, not going to mount to anything and not really enough to kind of deal with the pollen. The pollen count did go up this morning from across North Georgia, East Tennessee because of the warmer weather. We're going to finally get this on out of here, though. Saturday and Sunday looking pretty good. We'll see temperatures very pleasant, seasonable out there, although, like I said, the mornings are going to be a bit nippy. And Sunday morning, some areas might be dealing with some frost around. So if you have any plants outside, you've already done some planting, just be on the lookout. You might see some scattered frost out there for your Sunday morning. So let's look at our forecast highs here. I want to go look at your temperatures as we go through this. Again, this is your morning lows here first. So getting ahead of myself a little bit. But you see the morning lows here showing up here. A lot of 30s here across East Tennessee and North Georgia for your Saturday morning. But Saturday morning, the winds are going to be up, so I'm not worried about frost for Saturday. But going into your Sunday morning, again, afternoon highs tomorrow, mostly in the 60s here across the area. And then we'll see overnight lows dropping once again down into the 30s once again heading into your Sunday morning. So looks like you'll be dealing with some 30s in here. So again, some scattered frost, not out of the question here for Sunday morning. And then we'll see things warm up very nicely as we go into next week. All right, so let's look at your forecast maps. Watch the little timestamp there on top from our friends from the National Weather Service as we kind of go through this. And again, I got that high blowing on in here. And again, it'll be a bit breezy for tomorrow. The wind should begin to light up here as we head toward the overnight period tomorrow night, so not quite as bad. And then as we get past Sunday, we're going to see a nice warm up here all week long. We're going to be heading back into the 80s once again with some warm weather. But notice a lot more green coming on that map. We could definitely use the rainfall as the rain chances come up a little bit going into Wednesday and Thursday and going into Friday. So they're not overly high rain chances, but there's something. And maybe we may even get a rumble of thunder in here as well later in the week. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast here for tomorrow. Noticeably cooler, 62-39 there in Chattanooga. Again, we had temperatures in the 80s today. We're going back in the lower 60s here, a bit breezy at times as well. Overnight lows dropping into the 30s at Tennessee, still holding on to some 40s there across North Georgia. But maybe a nice little evening shower. We'll have clearing skies as we head toward dawn. Again, look at that north wind at 15 to 30 miles per hour. So a little bit breezy at times. And And the daytime highs tomorrow mostly here in the 60s, low to mid 60s, and still a bit breezy at times as well with those northeasterly winds. Regionally, the whole southeast is cooling back down, that's for sure. 66 there in Birmingham, 75 in Mobile, 58 the cool spot at Nashville, and 67 in Savannah. Next 7 days, here we go, as we're back into the 80s by the time we get to Tuesday and Wednesday. Wednesday, maybe a few showers there. And right now, I'm putting the rain chance on Thursday and Friday at about 40%. So nothing too widespread. And then we'll back the temperature off a little bit on Friday because of more cloud cover expected on Friday. And overnight lows relatively mild. So hopefully this will be the last weekend we have to deal with any kind of potential frost in the area. I don't see any cold snaps coming back for the next couple weeks. And obviously we're getting into April now, so it's probably going to get harder and harder to see that. So cross your fingers once we get past Easter. We should be looking at be done with the cold weather and ready to get into spring and hopefully get this pollen out here. So we need the rain to kind of knock that down, not to mention the lakes and the drought conditions we've been dealing here. It's been plaguing us here most of the winter and now spring. All right, that's y'all's update for today. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Make sure you give us a follow on Facebook and hit that subscribe button on YouTube and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all future weather updates. All right, that's it for today. You guys take it easy. Be good. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you back in here next week. Y'all take it easy. Bye-bye.